The glare of midnight moon revealed the sunken city of romance lost in kelp-clad ruins, gazed by the crows of absent color, perched beside the waters, black and blue. Mother, my legs are slow and shy. Since birth my walk has been so weak, and prayers to him above remain silent as my eyes grow bleak. Don't roar because I bear no haste. Don't strike away my sacred haven. The shrine's my home, the harp my heart, saving me from torment's raven. Agatha lit the candle before her prayer, seated with knees clad in water before the altar of the coven. An effigy, a skull of a stag, a corpse of bones from many different animals, rib cage of a boar, hides of wolves, its skin. She heard the call of Rel, the ancient pig, like so many before her. A feather rested on her cheek, canvas feel in a gentle brush, as Master young and timid raised his brush to depict a maiden fair, with hair outdrawn and bottom bare, except a humble phoenix feather. Bloodstain the fallen banner, king before the torrent vanguard, kneeling as the chieftain, wielding his burning axe, took mighty steps until the one on golden throne led blade, and lion light had given rise to meet the monster who broke the ancient gates of old. The Fae gathered before their mentor in areas, who held a body like the centaurs, except he had the lower end like deer, and the upper like an elf, seated and smiling. The play began. A fairy boy stumbled forth, his left wing was broken, given to him right after his birth. Oh, this tragedy of the ages, he said, a tale that fate still weeps over sorrow's grave. He looked upon his sister, and she, like old hymns, begged the song, play on, and so it resumed. When elders were bored to tears, and Nereus held proud eyes, the cheer forced by most led courage. on hills of bones did sing, before the council made in war, heaven of sordid crows below, nor the maiden clad in web. Flame on the crown of poison truth, silent and emptied of the screech blame of now absent cry of dark, violent and horrid times long told. Hearing the tales of lost belief, setting the traps of rotting prey, fearing the passing twilight's fall, betting a vile return of king. And she is sitting trapped in black, craven and morbid thieves would stay hanged in the plumes of darkest sun, raven and monster both consumed. Within the city, consumed by plague, a man with head of raven held the lyre. Father, his old crow, had given long ago before the days of banishment. The tune and elegy, times of old, had brought a warning of the age, consumed as wheels of death that play, the sordid haunting play resume. Waters now bearing taints of fell, flowing into the grave of beast of vigil, where two swordfish once, and he, the weary sun with rising tides, let the muses join the feast. The orphans hid by elders ordered to end their play and join retreat, for news of enemies gathered dawned before the ancient foremost gates. The tolling bells had led the lord of knights and nobles to see the army clothed in red, with ears of elven kin and shields alike, a blood-red golden crescent moon. And now before the refuge stepped one of 1,000 scars and sorrows. My name remains Eluvethal, and I have just betrayed the phoenix. I come to you in need of aid, for though my former master scarred and bled your kind away from heaven, and though my master is the cause for your retreat and your demise, I beg you welcome us of broken sun. The Lord, the most of power in the times of absent king, in times when he was trapped in great crusades, the Lord beheld a crowd he knew would die if he so willed their deaths. Memories, murder raids of cities, driven away from slaughter just to face another rage, consumed his heart at first. The elves who burned his home, who slew his mother, who dawned the night of darkness, snuffing out more lights than minds could know, were now before the gates, begging for aid. Begone, he said, crawl back to the depths from whence you came, and suffer faster. Infernal fire, drag your kin to the depths you've earned, and let the flame you gave my people sear your souls. And anger died, and the elf disgraced retained his silence. Thoughts of what awaited traitors consumed his mind, and yet in great resolve he stood the trade of wounded, solemn gazes. Eluvethal, let falling rain conceal the sorrows, pain and grief, not for him or others in command, but for the ones he swore to protect until the end of time. soon outside the hallowed dawn he left, but not too far away, for plans on how to suffer least would have to dawn before the morn. Above the gates a boy with eyes curious and from mother given, let gaze descend upon the tents, elven and stripped of pride. General seated by his son, fed the halfly blind and dying, ladle in hand and hidden tears, Eluvethal consumed by thoughts. One elven boy and human child both met their eyes, and all the woes and wrongs and slights and fear just vanished. Eluvethal saw none of this. And gather with his fellow traitors, Eluvethal observed the dread and pain vicinity consumed. The human bells remained in silence. Our children must die, Lord Hawk replied. It clearly is the greater mercy. And now Eluvethal assumed a greater pose. He spoke again. I will again bend the knee before the monster I believed we could escape. I will again take the price that only monsters inflict with pride. Again I'll bleed. And now the others bled a mocking tone, and the two of nearest friendship let worry seize their wounded minds. Celeste of silver moon began. If you believe the phoenix born and risen from revenge would ever be satisfied with killing you alone, his hatred burnt away 1,000 long before he turned his ire to the other. Perhaps, but bloody blades must be a last resort. And now Lord Hawk waxing replied, what options do we possess? The trees and hunters will not. And now the horn, not of elves but men, did echo, roaring in a splendor elves had never heard, as open gates revealed a boy and a lord. His eyes of former hate beheld the mourning crowds, who now unveiled their presence, holding eyes of fear held by him not long ago. Your kind have made your seat in dark damnation, but the one I love the most and my mentor held an adage deep within their hearts. And now he looked upon the boy beside him. Let not the sword strike the innocent. And so before the elven refuge dreams became alive,